said we're at it again,
Before
not
we
she's at it again.
started rolling, Zach goes, wow, we're at it again. Bitch, this is our podcast.
I know. I love it so much.
How are you? What's your check-in? What's going on, sis? You look.
Wait,
this is
first of all, this is Confidently Insecure.
the podcast where we're absolutely sure we don't know
everything.
I'm your host, Kelsey Darragh.
And I'm your other host, Zach Noe Towers.
Yes, you are.
I'm good. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. And I haven't been gone. I don't think I've ever been gone from LA this long.
How long are you going?
3 weeks.
Straight?
Yes.
Gay.
Gay.
You're going on gay cruises.
Gay. I just noticed that. Is that from the sex party?
Yes.
Wow.
Zach just pointed at a
mosquito
would you call
net?
That? Like a sexy
mosquito net for sexy mosquitoes. But yeah, leaving tomorrow, doing one gay cruise, going to Montreal for 6 days, then doing another gay cruise.
Oh my God. Well, if you're in Montreal, go see Zachary.
Yeah, this will probably come out when I'm already gone from there.
Okay.
But
never mind. Fuck it.
go to Montreal. It's beautiful.
It
this
is
time
beautiful.
Of year.
It's very European. If you've never been, it's a cheat for being in Europe.
And they speak French until my dumb American ass walks up to them.
Yeah.
And
one
they're
time,
like, oh, hello.
I was in Montreal with Gerard, my ex-boyfriend, and still fighting a sinus infection, by the way. We were at we like walked into a jazz bar. We're like, oh, let's just sit down and have a drink. And there was this cute couple sitting in front of us. And they're watching the jazz band play, and we're like, oh, this is romantic and nice. And then the jazz singer like points to the couple in front of us, and the guy just like turns to her and holds out a ring and is like, will you marry me? And she's like, oh my God, yeah.
Stop.
And then just he didn't even get down on one knee. They didn't even like hold for
it was just like an interlude.
Yes. And me and Jared were like, hold on. What did we?
Are we high or
are
they high?
Like, what just happened? We just watched two people like have the biggest moment of their life with
just calmly
zero volume.
Weird.
Do we just? Are we the abnormal ones? I would be on the floor,
laughing,
both crying,
or just like excited.
Yeah.
Wait. Walk me through the situation in which you get married.
Oh. There isn't one. I was like, what do you mean? I just walked you through it.
There might be, but like, it's so funny. I can't picture you freaking out like, I can't believe he asked me.
No, let's be real.
You asking him.
Which I've been seeing those on TikTok, like a little TTT. If we want a little TikTok top
yeah,
me.
that's a perfect segue.
I love that TTT.
You taught me that women can propose to men.
No, that it's just becoming more common.
Sure.
I don't see that ever. Where do you ever see women proposing to men?
Oh, I don't.
You've never in
I
life.
don't.
If you've ever in real life seen a woman propose to a man, write in the comments. Give us the stitch. I would like to know.
Yeah, no, not in real life. For sure on things. In Friends, Monica tries to get down on her knee and propose to Chandler, but she like starts crying. She's like, this is why girls don't do this.
Oh.
But like, I do think that a lot of people are not progressive enough to, even girls I've talked to in LA.
Really?
Are like, he has to propose to me. Like, I've heard that come out of girls' mouths before.
There is something about, I do like the idea of it being my decision. I have the power for this.
Oh, sure. But in a way, if you're asking them to marry you, you have already made your decision.
Yeah, which is like belittling a little.
It'd be funny though if he said yes and you're like, well, I don't.
Yeah, exactly. I like to play real mind games, real trickery, real fuckery. Speaking about real fuckery,
wait, what about TikTok taught me? Or is it still?
Oh no, it was just that.
Okay.
Speaking about trickery, I don't think we ever like discussed on the pod that we had a birthday party for Sir that was like sex themed. I don't think we like went in review.
No, we
about
didn't.
it
because the only time we would have done that is last episode and we didn't do it.
Yeah, so you were out of town.
I was out of town, but I was honored to be at Target when you were looking for sex accessories to like decorate.
Not a lot at Target.
Yeah, you'd be shocked to hear this, but Target does not have a BDSM department.
We were getting creative. We were in the garden section.
Yes, we were like, this could inflict pain and pleasure.
Yes, so just like a brief rundown. It was a sex themed party. It wasn't like actually a sex party for Sir. It's his first time. It was his first birthday out as a bisexual. It was his first party with like a bunch of his queer friends, meeting his straight friends and like hometown friends. We had it at his buddy's house who throws a lot of parties. Like the space is very made for parties.
Sure.
So I went ham at the 99-cent store and bought like every Valentine's Day thing.
Oh, so it was all love.
I went, fuck the environment. I'm buying every single plastic use thing. It was bad. I feel guilty about this. I should make a donation somewhere.
Well,
after this weekend.
You're doing a lot that's good for the world.
Thank you. We went early. We decorated. We had a kissing booth corner.
Who is we?
Me, myself, Sir.
Oh, Sir helped decorate for his own party?
Yeah. I kind of was like, just stand there and don't touch anything.
Okay, yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
let me
that's
do this.
just good in probably any.
Yeah. Yeah, that was before the like dominant subordinate stuff started. I was like, just sit there and sit on your hands. And we had a kissing booth. We had a spanking station.
Why do you not call this a sex party?
I was ready to fuck.
Did you see genitalia?
Yeah.
Was it hard, soft, wet, dry?
Both, all.
Okay.
But
and
like
no one penetrated anyone?
It started at 7 p.m.
I've been penetrated at 7 p.m.
Prove it.
not at someone's house. I mean, not like a party, but
we sent out an invitation and like people were like, wait, is this an orgy or is it like just a funny themed party? And we're like, we don't know. So I surprised her with a male stripper.
Amazing.
At 9 p.m. And let me just tell you, that got everything on and popping.
I bet.
I saw this male stripper. First of all, he's a pal of mine now, by the way. I saw him perform at a bachelorette party, and I was like, "Of course he is. Give me your fucking number."
Kelsey's a headhunter.
That's true.
Penis headhunter.
Amen. He picked up a girl and spun her like a pizza pie
in the sky.
In the sky,
like
yes, like with his two hands, like spun her like a pizza pie.
That's fucking insane.
It was insane.
I'd throw up.
I was shocked.
Spun me.
Yeah, I was shocked. All things were kept inside.
Did he lift up Rome?
No. Now this is gonna have to be the first episode I've ever edited ever.
I'm sorry.
Because Zach just said Sir's name out loud. You caught yourself as you were saying it.
I know. It was like, there aren't many names either that have like,
saucy
I'm
little
sorry.
Minx. Don't apologize. It was very funny.
Okay.
Wow, we made it this far though without doing it.
Did Sir get tossed in any way?
Mm-hmm. Sir was lifted into the air many times.
Did Sir enjoy it?
Yes, very much.
Did he talk about how much he...
Oh my God, very much.
Do you think Sir is a bottom in the gay community?
Well...
I mean, I know
he's a bottom in my community. I think he'd enjoy both.
Okay.
I think he's very verse.
That's so... Man, you two are perfect for each other.
What the fuck?
You're just so lucky to have found the guy who's going to propose to you during a jazz interlude.
God, in Montreal, nonetheless. Okay, that's the wrap up of the sex party. That's not what we're talking about.
Wait, that's all you want to say about the sex party?
Do you have any questions?
Did the stripper show his penis?
Not during his performance.
But in the director's cut?
But in the uncut gems, he did.
In what?
He loves showing off his dick.
Is it nice?
It's nice.
And then what? But what was the situation that revealed the dick? Was it just like people talking about it? Or?
And he's like, yeah, you could see it. Like, yeah, it's just, and he'll like show you. And
was it hard?
He wears a cock ring
to keep it kind of plump.
Yeah, during the performance, which I didn't know was a thing.
He
puts it under his balls.
A cock ring, from what I know and what I've seen, goes
under your balls,
around it wraps at the base of everything,
which I did not know this until recently.
Someone on a gay cruise that I was on, I think they were on drugs and I wasn't. Obviously I was sober, but I'd never worn a cock ring, so like you have to try. Anyway, went down to his room, put it on, it like pulled my pubic hairs.
Oh no, see, I don't know about that.
I don't know how you do it without it snagging.
Ooh, snag is such a tough word.
I know.
With the downstairs.
But some guys love it. I also think it might, I feel like if you rely on a cock ring too much to stay hard, you'll like need the cock ring, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, what's weird is I think the first time I ever used a cock ring with a boyfriend was like in high school. And it was one that just went over the shaft. So I think I was getting like dollar store cock rings that were just for funsies. I think
that was an engagement ring, and you just jammed it on your dude's dick. That's really funny. Who among you were like, let's get a cock ring?
Oh, I don't know. Probably
just
both
Florida.
Of us. Yeah.
As part of the public
you
school education.
You go to 7-Eleven and they've got like weird things at the checkout counter.
Yeah, like horny pills or whatever.
They had like a vibrating cock ring. I was like, this looks fun. But there was no instructions to put it around the base of everything.
Wow.
Zach, this episode is about living on your own, and we've already talked about a sex party and a cock ring.
Well,
got it out of the way.
That's just part of it. People know people are finding out what they're getting in this with this duo.
Yeah, no, let's be real.
I have a TikTok that can segue into
let's hear it.
Living alone.
Let's hear it.
And this sounds so dumb, but
I'll
it
be
was
the judge of that.
using like a potato peeler or like an apple peeler to cut onions. So it was like shavings of onions.
Huh.
So you just safely hold it. And it was like, have you ever seen like really like finely, like almost see-through onions?
Yes.
That's kind of what it does. You just
it's kind of like a julienne thing.
But I've been hurt by her before.
Yeah,
Julienne.
I've sliced my finger off before.
Corner of the thumb right off. Right, swiftly.
Slick,
and you go, huh.
And then it kind of burns.
You look at it and you're like, that's not bleeding.
It's a sliver of skin.
And then all of a sudden, it just pours blood.
We've done the exact same thing.
I know. We went, huh.
I was like, that didn't hurt as bad. Oh, there goes all the blood.
And then just endless.
Never stops.
Like, you have to wrap it so tight. It's
my God.
You should probably go see someone about it.
But what are you going to do? That's a chunk of skin gone for good.
Truly. It's in a salad now.
Honestly, that's what I was making appetizers for like a party I was having with people over. And I was like, well, my skin's just in there.
Listen, here's the thing. A fingernail, disgusting. A little nub of thumb, not so bad.
So Zach lives alone.
I do.
So that was your TTT because it's something like if you live alone, that's a cooking hack.
Sure.
Okay.
It happened in a kitchen. The TikTok happened in a kitchen.
That's your only connection.
That's the segue.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I got us from sex party.
From cock and balls.
From cock and balls and Florida cock rings.
Oh my God. Florida cock rings. That's a good band name.
Listen, I've been living alone. This is the first time. Okay, minus part of the pandemic when my roommate was in New York and I was in LA. And that was like 6 months of me living alone. I haven't like lived alone. Oh my God. I don't know if I've ever lived alone.
Are you shitting me?
College, I had roommates. Out of college, when I moved to LA, I definitely had roommates. Yeah.
I made a list of my situation.
Oh.
So I've had 10 places that I've moved. This is since leaving home at 17.
Okay.
10 places that I've lived over 15 years.
Okay.
4 times I've lived alone. And I've had 10 different roommates. So I'm going to go through them very quickly. Alabama, I lived alone in a 3-bedroom.
What?
That was a mistake.
Why'd you have a 3-bedroom in Alabama?
Because I was supposed to have a roommate, but she didn't end up getting into the school, and it was too late. I had already signed a lease, and it was so cheap that my parents were just like,
you can have it.
Yeah. They were helping, obviously. I moved to New York City into a dorm room. That was weird. I learned I couldn't masturbate in front of other people or like sneakily.
Wait, you had a roommate in the dorm?
Yeah. Moved out quickly. Moved in with my cousin. She was never home. So that was kind of like living alone.
Okay. That's like my pandemic thing.
Yeah. That's when I really realized like, oh, this is a situation in Manhattan. Fun fact. Don't Google it. 75% of residencies are sole residencies in Manhattan.
What?
So people live alone. 75% of people live alone.
In Manhattan?
Yeah. Or at least have one person on the lease. You're literally scratching your head.
That kind of blows my mind. Because isn't Manhattan like the desirable?
Yes, but it's all shoeboxes.
Okay.
Then I moved to Los Angeles. I had 3 roommates in one apartment. They like circled out. Then I moved to another apartment. Those 2 roommates circled in and out. Then I moved. My first like real time living alone was in West Hollywood when I was like 22.
Hell yeah.
And I learned some things that I feel like were very important to discuss with you about living alone.
Oh my God, you really did research.
I did. Also, I saw this quote about living alone, which I thought was very funny. Living alone means when you clean before you leave for the day, you come home to a clean home.
Oh my God. So I'm about to leave for 3 weeks. I have been cleaning out my I brought you 2 cheeses. I brought you the 2 cheeses I said about.
That is friendship.
I brought you cheeses. I've timed it so I'll eat my last 2 eggs in the morning before I leave.
Oh my God.
I'm going to take out the garbage and put fresh everything. I put all my plants out into the courtyard where the gardeners water. So they'll just get watered automatically. And it's making me so horny.
Yes,
I even write welcome home on my whiteboard before I leave. So when I come home, I'm like, oh my God.
You are so cute.
But yeah, I love, I love that when you leave it, it's going to be the
stays.
way you left it.
And I've had cats, and even when I had cats, like I would come home to have to clean up litter, but like that was acceptable. So you've been living on your own for how long now?
Since December 1st.
So like a month and a half since when this podcast will come out, which is like game changing.
Yeah.
And for me, I've been on and off alone and with a roommate. And right now, currently, I am in a house in Los Angeles with my roommate, Florence.
A pretty big house.
That's the thing is like Jared and I got this place together thinking like we were going to be here for a minute renting.
Yeah.
So when he left and Florence from the UK, shout out to Come Curious, her podcast. I was like, this is perfect because it's someone in my industry. I swapped out. I made like I'm making air quotes, sacrifice by moving my big bedroom into my office so that we could split a big office.
This is a huge, there are two of you working in here with a stripper pole and a couch, huge TV, and it's not crowded.
And a dog crate.
A sex curtain.
For sex mosquitoes. Yeah. So that, it just felt right. And here's where I think living alone was like great for when it is time. There was a period where I lived by myself for 2 months when Jared and I broke up, when I was transitioning to living with a roommate. And it's so seamless for me, like being alone, because living alone, if you've never lived it alone, is a place where you become okay with solitude.
Yeah.
For the first time. Like quiet of the mind, quiet or not even, or like chatter of your thought, like being okay with thought chatter and like understanding your own company and learning your, what's the word? This is where you learn your self-dependence.
Oh, like how dependent how much you take care of yourself?
Yes. Like, do you do the dishes every time you take a dish out? Or do you let them stack up for a little? Do you vacuum every day? Do you vacuum once a week? Like when you're living with someone, it's a lot different.
So different. I have so many thoughts. It's so interesting though, because I'm realizing I used to be a roommate person. I liked it because as like an addict, I used to isolate a lot. So someone else moving around in the house kind of made me participate in society.
And it made you feel like you weren't as bad as probably things were.
Yeah, sure. And also, well, even in early sobriety, where I was like, I would be comfortable being in my underwear, laying on the couch, watching TV horizontally. But like if a roommate's there, I'm not going to do that.
Really?
So like it would keep me from being like the piece of garbage I so desperately wanted to be.
Drag me because I'm literally naked here all the time.
Good.
I don't care who's here. I think maybe that's also the difference between living with friends as a girl or like if you lived here, I'd probably be as naked too.
Sure.
When I lived with Brian, my gay friend, for 6 years, I was naked all the time.
Yes. And we love that.
Yeah.
And my last roommate was in his underwear all the time, like tidy or briefs.
And it didn't bother you?
Everything bothered me towards the end. Well, because I was like a man of a certain age. I like no longer isolate. I like my space. I like my solitude.
You were no longer a roommate person.
I was no longer a roommate person.
You simply were not.
Simply not.
Which is so funny because I feel like after going through my breakup, I needed to be a roommate person.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And I needed that 2 months to cry and be messy and reorganize my space and get his shit out and move my shit in. But then once I was like, okay, and I'm not saying it only took me 2 months to get over a breakup because it certainly didn't.
Of course not.
But like 2 months was a good enough time to be alone, check in with friends. But now like having still just that consistency of like another human body around is
good for
where
you.
I'm at in life. So I don't think there's also like, especially with our generation, I don't think there's hard and fast rules.
No. And also like, you should know that like it could be great for your mental health or it could be horrible for your mental health.
Let's talk about it. I wrote down instances in which you shouldn't actually live alone.
Oh, for sure. Choking.
Wait, okay, that's definitely not what I meant, but I just imagined you being like super into choking. So you're like, I can't live alone. Who's going to choke me when I need my daily choke?
I mean, if I'm like eating peanut butter pretzels and one gets lodged in my tight little throat.
What do you do?
What do you do? I can't. Honestly, I know I won't be able to throw myself against a corner of furniture.
What are you going to do?
Die, I guess.
Die.
Go out into the courtyard. everyone finds me face down in the mud.
Ass up for some reason. We're like, why do you take his
I
pants
take
off?
my pants off as my last defiant act. No, yeah, okay.
Okay.
What are the real reasons?
So I said if you lack self-discipline. So
For sure.
some people grew up where they were always in big families or like didn't really have household chores and like never learned self-reliance. And I think if you're okay with living in like a partnership or a significant other situationship,
yeah,
it's okay where like it's okay to need people. It's okay to need like a little bit of support.
Oh, and also like
Sharing responsibilities.
yeah, what's
sharing
that?
budgeting.
Accountability.
Yes. I also said like beware of living alone around the holiday time. Like if you know yourself to get like kind of recluse and depressed around holiday times.
It's tough. It's winter. You don't want to go out
Anywhere.
once you're home and it's getting dark and you're like warm or it's hard.
And the other thing that I wrote down is like with money, right? Because when you live alone, you inherently have
All
to
the costs fall on you.
Yes, so much more managing of your budget and your savings and your time because you are just paying more.
Your internet went from $30 to $60.
Yes,
Your gas
exactly.
went from $40 to $80.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
all the chores are on you. That being
yes.
said,
Mhm.
less chores need to be done when only one person is making a mess compared to like 2 or 3.
I think it also depends on how big your space is, right?
For sure.
Like this house is huge. Like I
Huge.
can make a mess everywhere, but every single day I clean because that's just
Wow.
my personality.
Yeah.
I have to like tidy this thing. And even though like it's all tchotchkes, like
No,
I'm
I know
not a
everything.
minimalist.
No, I don't feel like I feel like
Cluttered.
everything's in its place.
It's got a place. So we have some tips for whether or not not some tips. We got tips on if you want to prep yourself for moving on alone in your own.
Okay, for people who are living alone curious.
Yes. So if you're in a roomie situation, maybe you're coming out of college, maybe if you're coming out of a panini sitch and you're like, I think I might be ready. These are tips, tricks,
I can't wait to hear what they are.
how-tos. Make a budget. First
Oh.
things first, before you decide if you want to live alone, you got to make yourself a budgie.
And you know what's so funny is someone who experiences a lot of financial insecurity or has, it is very hard to sit down and write out big numbers and add them up.
Big numbers.
Well, I'm still like, I
There's
still
a
get
big number for
big
Elmo.
number. Oh no, I still get like very like I don't want to know what I spend to live alone. Really,
Yeah.
I'm making it work.
Mhm.
It's fine, but like I sympathize for this step already because like being like, oh, I need $3,800 just to be in a safe margin.
Right.
It's kind of fucking scary.
If you know your baseline net each month that you need, that's like number one.
Also easier if you have a steady salaried
Which
job.
we do not.
Which we do.
That's why I was so impressed when you were like, I'm doing it on my own. I was like, bitch, go off. You
Oh,
making
the
money.
living-
Yeah.
well,
Proud of you.
it felt right. Although I do have this thing. Apparently, one of the things rich people do, at least when they are accruing their wealth, is to keep their egg as small as possible. So, like, I should probably have a roommate instead of an office. But you only live once.
YOLO. You're not a roommate person anymore.
I'm not a roommate person anymore.
Next thing, if you're gonna live on your own, get a spare key.
Oh my God.
Because when you live alone now,
Guess what, honey?
if you lock yourself out, honey.
No one's coming back at 8 p.m.
Nope. And I'm going to one up this tip. Get a fucking doorknob. Learn how to change out your doorknob for one of those pin code things. I did that with my life. Changed everything.
Do you want to come over and do that to mine?
I would love to. You know I love taking shit apart and putting it back
Wait,
together.
well, I have a question about how long does the charge last?
It's endless.
What?
Yeah.
It's connected to a power source?
I don't know.
No, it's going to run out of batteries at
I've
some
never
point.
changed it. I've had it for years. Someone check in on that for me.
I mean, you understand how that makes sense, right?
Yes.
Like it's not powered by fingers touching it.
Oh, it's not. It's not powered by the heat of my nails.
I want to get, honestly, if we can do our cars with clickers, or if your car can unlock as you're approaching it, why can't your front door do the same thing?
Why?
We have the technology.
Pray tell.
It should be standard.
Who do we take this up with?
Thank doors.com.
Hey, doors.com. We're ready for keyless entries to just appear when we're ready.
But also for your spare key, give your spare to
a neighbor.
a friend.
Yeah.
a neighbor.
I don't have your key.
We can do a key swap.
Okay.
Oh, well, I
don't
know
have
yours.
keys.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
Mine's a
And
code.
I also have mine in a hide-a-key on the property of my apartment complex.
Where is it?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would.
But I have had people, I'm like, oh, you can go to my apartment. Go to blank, 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 blank.
I tell you, every time you ask to come by to get something or do something at my place, I'm like, stop asking, just
Kelsey
go.
does
You know
this
the
thing
code,
where
just go.
she turns my politeness into like a
rudeness.
problem. Because, okay, first of all,
You're right. I do have a roommate
even
now.
even if it was just you, you might be like getting plowed on the couch and like
Most likely.
you probably wouldn't love just
No.
hearing beep, 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 beep door.
No, I would not.
And now that you have a roommate, I'm like, I don't want to scare them.
You're right. Okay, now it's different. But for a while there, you needed to
I know
stop
she got
asking.
so mad. She mad.
Did I tell you Sir gave me a key? He made me a key and it's got polka dots on it.
Of course it does.
He like went and got a special one made for me.
Do you go over there a lot?
No, because I have hippo.
Right, but so what's this key? Is this is Sir saying I love you without saying I love you?
Zach.
You guys are mentally ill.
What? I mean, I know that.
What? Okay, talk. What? Okay,
We
this
just
is about
did
living
a
alone.
whole episode about
know.
not falling in love.
What-
So we've already
But
established
like,
that.
what did you do when he gave it to you?
I think the reason why we did it is because there was something with I can't recall.
Wait, what was the whole situation? Was it casual? Was it led up to? Was he like, oh, I made you a key? Or was it like, I think I'm going to make you a key? Or was it like, could I give you a key for like
I want
safeties?
to ask him. Hold on. Let's call him. Let's see if he remembers.
I can't wait for it to be public knowledge so I can put the video of my interview with him up.
Oh,
Because he
you
was in
still
his
have
underwear.
it? Hi, don't say your name. You're on the podcast. Okay, do you remember what was the situation that led you to give me a key for your place? Do you remember?
I wanted you to have access to my life.
I know, but what was it? Something specific? Wasn't it like I needed to come to your place while you weren't there for something?
Yes, I think it was because you wanted to...
Leading the witness.
I have no idea about objections. I think you wanted to have a place where you wanted to put your dogs up there. That's when you put the dog bed there, I think. So you wanted to give your dog a nice little place to relax, I think.
The dog's name is Hippo.
Yeah, I don't act like you don't know his name.
Oh, is that the dog's name? I had no idea. Oh, my God.
Wait, no, because I ordered the dog bed the night we stayed in at your place once. It happened during the day, and you went and you got keys made, and you had me one made.
Your Honor, she's leading the witness.
I'm trying to remember. That's why I called him. Okay.
I think the reason is because you asked for one.
That's a lie. I would never ask you for a key.
Thank you, sir. I
would-
knew we would get to the
I
bottom
would
of
never.
things.
You think I asked you for one?
You're asking me for my memory. I'm just trying to remember.
How long ago how long have you known the code to her front door?
Oh, the day we met.
Since day one.
Really?
Oh yeah, I when I trust I fool. Okay, sir, thank you so much for your time. Have a great day. Bye-bye. If I'm gonna let you put your body part inside of me in my own home, I trust you enough to have my code. And guess what? Mama can change it on her phone if she needs to.
Okay, mama.
Okay, moving on. I don't know how we fucking got stuck in that sauce for
Keys.
so long.
Oh, give someone your key.
Okay,
That was
next-
actually a good that was a good sidebar.
Okay, thank you. Meet your neighbors, which controversial.
I
How
did
well
this
do you
when
know
I
your
first
neighbors?
moved into my place, and since then I've forgotten most of their names.
You have like a 10-person complex.
It's closer to 15, and I know some of them.
Okay.
But and I am very grateful. I live in a very like kind complex. We're all on a group thread. We kind of give each other heads up. We're like, hey, I'm getting rid of this thing. Does anybody want it? It's very like, oh, watch out. There was someone sleeping
have
in
a
the
text
carport.
thread?
Yes.
So, we used to too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you liked your neighborinos too.
I'll say this: when I've lived in this house, I don't know a single neighbor's name. I've tried. I talk to them when I'm on my way out. Sometimes we rarely cross paths.
Do you know if they're renting or owning?
Both of them rent because I looked it up
Okay.
online. But when I lived in a townhome, we had 15 townhomes,
Yeah.
like in a 1 unit like area together.
Much easier.
We hung out all
Y'all
the time.
partied, you had kiddie
we
pools.
took care of each other's dogs. Hey,
Yes.
can someone go feed my dog? I'm running late home from work. Like that made living alone so much easier because someone was always willing. So like I'll say, meet your neighbors if it's convenient for you and you trust them and you feel safe. You don't always have to be nice to your neighbors. Don't force an interaction. Like what are the odds you're gonna like someone just because they live next door to you?
Dude.
Right?
Slim.
Right? Like the odds of that being
Slim. Actually, there's an old woman who lives in the complex next to me, and she's become the bane of my existence. Kelsey, she's like, she thinks she lives in New York, I think.
Okay.
She's up at 6:30 a.m. slamming like bins, going through to get like stuff. She has like a laundry service she runs out of her place, so she's just up and down, hanging stuff up, slam the garage thing. And she's nice, but I'm just like, leave me
why
alone.
do you sleep like why? Oh, I know. I was just about to say why as people get older do they wake up earlier? But it's because they sleep more during the day. They take naps.
That's not true.
Uh-huh.
You were just spouting things. I don't really sleep during the day.
No, I'm talking about old people.
Oh, yeah.
Like why is that woman up at 6 a.m?
No,
It's
I
because she
actually
takes her
think-
2 p.m. nap.
I actually think old people require less sleep.
But that makes no sense for the body.
Yeah, kind of. Because they're definitely doing less.
Not your neighbor.
Not my neighbor. Bitch is hustling.
She
She got
is
some
so
side
fun. She got some
hustles.
smooths going on. Shout out to last week's episode. Another tip is, and this is a big one, master shopping for
You're
one.
gonna say masturbation. Anytime you want.
Listen, that is true. I had to get used to like closing the door,
Dude.
because I
there's-
hadn't had to do that in years. Think
Listen,
about it.
There's such a thing in the gay community, probably not in the straight community, host or travel. Do you host or travel?
What does that
Host
mean?
or travel. For hookups, it's like, do you host or do you have to travel?
Why can't you do both?
Well, because if certain roommate situations, you wouldn't be bringing randos over. Like, oh, my roommate and his boyfriend are watching TV on the couch.
I'm gonna bring
Don't
some
come
grinder
here.
hookup.
Yeah, but I can travel. Like, I can drive to you.
That's
so host or
so
travel, host or
specific.
travel. So like, it's a huge part of being
LA
gay.
just really is different. Like you don't have that conversation like in many other cities.
I think it's a gay thing.
I think it is.
It's in every city, gay,
Oh really?
that I've been to.
Oh, you've been to a lot of cities.
I have.
You're a city slicker.
Wait, what was the thing though?
What?
Oh, mastering shopping for one.
Oh. See, guys, we went off on a masturbating tangent, and we're just like, well, let's go down that rabbit hole.
I love it. Yeah, hole.
Cooking for one. I talked about this when Jared and I broke up and I was living alone for 2 months. I had to remember, like, did I even like chicken thighs, or did I just eat them because we cooked them together and he loved them?
Listen, grocery shopping is a scam.
Honestly,
It's a scam.
I think those meal kit things,
It's
as much as they're the single-use plastics are, you can find the environmentally friendly ones. I think grocery shopping is a scam.
grocery shopping for one
Scam.
is a scam.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Tell me the thing.
What happens when Zach Noe Towers wants a Cobb salad?
Mama's got to make it or order it.
Yeah, let's walk through it.
Cobb is a lot of
Yes,
ingredients, my guy.
and high like price points. We got blue cheese.
Oh no, that's
we got
a luxury.
bacon.
That's luxury.
We got avocado,
Ooh, luxury.
eggs, chicken.
Okay, yeah, doable.
So-
You're not having a Cobb salad ever at home alone.
Oh, not unless I want to spend $48 to $60 in ingredients.
If you've ever eaten a Cobb salad alone at your house, comment below. How'd you do it? How'd you buy everything? Where did you store the materials after? What did you make besides a Cobb salad?
Yes, this is the thing. So yes, if I wanted to pour all my time and energy into cross-referencing ingredients and planning out my week, but at least with my schedule and my lifestyle, it's not possible.
You're a busy bitch.
I'm a busy bitch. I'm going out to eat for this meeting thing. I'm out of town for 2 days. You know what I mean? I'm back. I'm starving myself because I don't feel right. Like I just can't. It's not for me.
It's not realistic.
I have staples always. Eggs, I always have in my house. Bread.
Always.
A milk alternative.
Artichoke hearts, they go with everything. They do.
Well,
They
also
could be used-
they stay.
Yes, and they could be used as like a good like a
hors d'oeuvre.
like a jackfruit. It reminds me of
Oh,
jackfruit where it can like
stop.
mimic chicky.
Okay, I have tons of pickled things.
Okay.
Olives
Bragging.
and pickles mainly. But like those things, yeah, they keep. I have
Pickled
condiments,
carrots.
yes, like, and I have frozen stuff.
Ooh, that can get tricky though because frozen means preservatives and shit, but who cares? You're just trying to live alone, not be fucking Iron Man.
I just like, it's not for me. Time, energy, waste.
Big
I
time.
always end up wasting.
Yeah.
And when I go out to eat or I get a salad to go from Pavilions, it's $10.
Shout out Pavils.
But it's delicious. It's exactly what I want. I don't have a bunch of leftover ingredients.
No. Better pizza, better pasta, Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Zach,
You don't cook.
why did you just accuse me in such a manner?
I'm just saying you agree with me.
I made us pasta literally last night.
Confidants, I need you to weigh in with it. I said this 3 times amidst the cooking last night.
And
She
I
just
gaslit him every time.
just sailed
Every
right.
time.
I said, she was like, do you want to make meatballs? I go, do you know how? And she's like, yeah. And I go, do you put egg in it?
I go,
yeah.
sure.
Sure. Already she's unclear.
Yeah.
It's like, what about like bread or like breadcrumbs? I have panko.
Yeah.
This bitch has me mix the meat and eggs, which is correct, and then rolled those sopping wet balls in the breadcrumbs.
And spices. And then I made them
supposed
on
to
the
all
pan,
go-
and they were like
It's
fried
supposed to-
meatballs.
No, and she who said like nice places like Mozza has.
Mozza makes like
They-
deep fried pizza cheese and sausage balls or something.
Oh my God. Anyway, you gave up and chopped it into a sauce.
Because the pan was too small.
Anyway,
Confidant.
weigh in if you've ever had a breaded
Meatball.
meatball. You haven't. You haven't. And I will say the bread is in there to like soak up the like egg and stuff and keep it like binded.
Can I tell you the truth? I make meatballs the same way every time. It's meat with like onions and garlic, salt, pepper, oregano, paprika, mix them up, fry them in a pan. When you said egg and panko, I was just like, I was winging it, baby.
I know. Oh, I know that.
improving.
I know that.
Yeah, I know. It was an improv. And it was delicious. It was delicious.
It was pasta.
It was. Zach, let's go to our next segment of the episode. Now that we've talked about living alone successfully, we've set you up for success. You're welcome. Go sign those leases, baby. Read all the fine print. Get a cosigner. Always put your last month down. Have an extra cushion for yourself. Let's talk about our rose and thorn of the week.
Okay.
Starting off with a thorn.
Yours is probably your sinus infection.
I was going to say, my thorn has been that I can't kick this fucking sinus infection. I had cayenne pepper for breakfast. I snorted a line of cayenne, and I'm still sinusy.
Okay, so are you doing any raw garlic?
No, Zach, I'm not raw dogging garlic. You asked that like that was number 1 on my to-do list.
See, this is what you get for trying to help Kelsey Darragh.
Do I need to be raw dogging garlic?
Okay. When I start to get even a little sick, I go to Trader Joe's, get the pre-peeled garlic thingies. 2 or 3. Chomp, chomp, chomp. I know. Swallow. Come back.
What?
A few hours later, 2 or 3. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Your
Swallow.
tum-tum.
What's wrong with it?
Or, I don't know,
No,
your
it
throat,
just
does it burn?
The mouth
What
burns.
about pickled garlic? I have like chopped pickled
No.
garlic.
I think that's just yummy.
Okay, it is yummy.
So that I do, and then also honey and cayenne pepper.
Ooh, together?
I think all of these are like anti-inflammatories.
Yeah, I don't know if they're actually scientifically proven to help it do anything.
You know, the last time I had a sore throat, I treated it with raw garlic and cayenne and honey.
You
and
chew it
I have not
raw?
had a sore throat since.
Okay. Whatever. My rose. I would like to give my rose out to a piece of media that our dear friend Zach Kornfeld recommended called Paul T. Goldman.
Oh my God. I watched some of the 3rd
You
episode.
did? You snake. You watched it without me?
You didn't. You said
I didn't.
literally after we watched the first season, I can't wait to watch more of this later.
Yeah, with my friend Zach
Okay, yeah, I
Noe
guess now that I
Towers.
said it out loud, you didn't specify that you were going to be by yourself.
There is a show that is a amalgamation of mixture of themes and styles called Paul T. Goldman on Peacock. worth getting the subscription or the 30 days for free. It's a mishmash. If you like a Nathan For You meets like a documentary, subversive comedy, true crime
drama, yeah.
Watch Paul T. Goldman. That's been my rose of the week. I'm sniffing it. I'm putting butterflies all around it. That's my rose. Do you have one? A thorn and a rose?
My thorn is that after years of it not going up, my rent went up.
Can they do that after the panini?
So the panini thing is over. The hold is over. As of 2023, they can.
Wait, are you sure? Because Sir fought his landlord on it, and they retracted their raise.
Oh, that's interesting. Mine's fixed because it's in West Hollywood, so it only went up $60.
That's still,
it's something, but also I'm like,
it's annoying.
I'm about to be so rich that
Amen, sister.
or continue being richer and richer.
Amen, sister.
So like I'm not sweating it, and also I knew it was coming because it hasn't gone up in like 3 years, and it's like $60. Like honestly, I can still afford it.
But it's still offensive when it happens. You're like, how fucking dare they?
You? Yeah. No, I'm not, again, because it hasn't been happening like 3 or so years. I'm like, okay. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
Like,
come at me.
I see you.
Come at me,
And I'm also so blissful living in that space alone that I'm like, worth it. There's a number I think I have in my head where I'm like,
you'd move?
Maybe.
You'd
but
move
like,
in with
it's
me.
years from now. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I want for us?
What? A duplex?
Me, you, and someone else each getting our own little house on the same Joshua Tree piece of land, and like a hot tub in the middle or something.
Yeah.
But we all have our own homes that we can do
Yeah.
however we want.
Tiny home.
Rent out however we
Yeah.
want. Doesn't
Mad
that sound
Max.
fun?
Yeah, I've thought about this extensively. We'll talk offline. What about your rose?
God, Paul T. Goldman, that was such a good one.
Yeah.
Wait. I can think of.
Okay.
This is so funny. Oh. Our live show last night.
Aww.
That we did this. We were part of this. Eric Williams. He's the host of That's a Gay Ass podcast.
Which he's so funny.
He's
guys.
very funny. He's
Go
like
listen.
gay New Yorker guy. He has a great podcast. We were in the live version with Nick Norsha and Meatball,
drag queen,
and then what the fuck is his name? Ben
Maldives.
Melderker.
Sure.
Ben Maldives. No, he's actually like a really successful
Funny,
like podcast host guy.
He
But
does Watch What Crappens live.
He sold out. Eric Williams sold out this place. Genghis Cohen has a little venue, and it was just like it was good vibes.
Yeah,
the
it was
audience
like 60
is fun
people.
and queer and hot.
Yeah,
and
that was a rose.
It did make Kelsey and I kind of like our mouth water a little bit to do one of these live.
Yes, like would you? I think I asked last week's episode too. Would you guys come see a live show if we went to a big major city? Tell us below which major city we should come to. I know it's gonna be Los Angeles, New York, Canada, Chicago.
You said Canada like it was a city.
All of Canada. My bitch is out in Canada and London.
Oh my God.
London.
I love the concept of making money doing this.
We should theoretically.
Yeah. No, I mean like travel the world.
Copy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're maybe that's our intention for this week
Oh my
is like
God.
just dipping our toes into a live show planning. That's our intention. What is your intention, confidants? That's it for this week. Can you believe?
So
go live your best life alone with a roommate. Just be happy wherever you are.
Yes.
Is where you are.
Be
Don't
honest
forget
with
it.
yourself. Take inventory of your thoughts and your feelings.
In that bank
they're
statement.
all valid.
Yeah.
And that bank statement. Try to have 6 months worth of like, if I don't make 1 penny, I can still live here for 6 months.
Wow, that's a lot.
Well,
Most people live paycheck to paycheck.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe don't consider living alone until you have at least 3 months of disaster
I'd say 3
money.
disaster
Because
money.
you don't know if the pandemic's gonna, you know what I mean? Like
We don't know anything.
you don't know anything.
I'm ready for the apocalypse. All right, confidants, please rate this 5 stars on iTunes. And if it's not 5 stars, please don't rate it at all because we're sensitive.
Speaking of which, merch is available. The link below.
And we will see you next week, confidants.
Bye.
Bye.